It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. And hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Hey, to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, my tea leaf readers, and my tea baggers. What's up, honey? What's your tea? What is your tea, darlings? It's another glorious day, my darlings, and I hope you have all of your crumpets together because, darlings, you know what time it is, honey. It's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. What's up? Wow. Okay. It's been one of those kind of weeks, child, kind of long in areas and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. I'm just glad to see this weekend, okay? I'm glad that it's here. And yeah, today, the first day of my 2 off days, honey, I usually don't do anything, honey. And I try to, I sit down there and make up in my head, I'm going to do some shit and carry on, and I never do. Child, I sat right here on this couch, balled up, and slung my feet up, honey. So I've got to learn how to not sleep sitting up. I've learned that back, back in 95 when I lived in New York, and I was homeless again. Y'all know the story, honey. I was homeless and in the shelters. I didn't want to sleep on the concrete floor, so I got there early enough to where I was sitting up in the chairs. And I've gotten so comfortable sitting up in chairs and on the couches and carrying on to where in doing so, your blood doesn't flow the way it should. So I pool all in the bottom of my legs and in my ankles. So because of that, then I got to go and now, get the fluid pumping and going again because it's not circulating properly. So when it gets that way, then I have to go get up and go lay down in my bed, stretch out. Sometimes I try to elevate my legs so it'll be a quicker process. But most of the time, I just lay down, and when I'm in the bed, honey, everything will start to regulate the way that it's supposed to and carrying on. If I put my compression socks on, honey, it'll be a little bit faster. But if I don't do that, then I have to wear my compression socks to work and let everything flow and function and all of that. All right. So, oh, excuse me. That's what I did today. So I had to catch up. Y'all know Ruthless. It was today being Friday, and I had to make sure that I rewatched Ruthless because I started and didn't finish it. So I had to watch Ruthless and something else I was watching, and then I ended up watching the Oprah and Michelle Obama Netflix thing, about the new book. Okay. And I watched that, which is rather informative and rather cute and carrying on. And so there is that. So putting together today's show, I have been looking over some clips and stuff over the internet, and today's going to be one of those shows. And it's going to be the larger conversation that comes from them, okay? I got some cute stuff here. Today's show is Out of the Mouths of Babes. We always saying that we can't learn from kids or whatever. And I was sharing with Red earlier. I hope he's able to come in, but he was in a meeting. Um, a meeting started just like an hour or so ago before this. So hopefully he's able to come on up in here with me. Um, I was explaining to him that we are the last generation of children should be seen and not heard. Okay. And we're also first generation of, Dr. Spock. That Dr. Spock became popular like right when I started to hit double digits. Okay. So about how to raise kids and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. You don't give them time, you don't spank them and all that, give them time out. They have to learn the individuality and blah, blah, blah. And those are cute in theory. That's cute in theory. But when it comes down to rearing children, nurturing kids and this, that, and the other, no, to shape them into formidable adults, there's just some things that's just cut and dry. And yeah, that's just what it is. Okay. And then oftentimes we would get that kind of influence from people who never had children. So bada boom. So information and stuff that you're talking about giving, cute in theory, but not practical. Okay. So we got some stuff today that's going to have much grander conversation. Once you get over its cuteness or whatever, much grander conversations. Also, I have a major conversation because in lieu of all what's going on, honey, we have lost, and it hurt. This one hurts. This one hurts because I felt like I got sucker punched when I read this, and that there is the passing of football great and the legendary, the iconic. He was a man's man, honey. That there is Mr. Jim Brown. Now, for the purposes of what I'm going to discuss, we're not going to delve into his career and carrying on. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to defer you over to Buck's page. Go over to Eric Buck's page, and he just completed a whole series on I won't say a dossier, but a tribute to Mr. James Nathaniel Brown, also known as Jim. Okay. Where he go into, the ups and downs of his career and this, that, and the other. What I'm going to focus on with why it hurt me so much, or why I feel as though it's a gut punch for me, is because there was Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, Richard Roundtree, Jim Kelly, and Billy D. Williams. Those 5 black men were the quintessential ideal of what being a man's man was all about. And yes, all those names that I said, they were portrayed in the Hollywood movies and blaxploitation movies and this, that, and the other. However, their personas, their demeanor, their whole idea of grace and class and style and debonair and the debonairness and just who they were, they became the models for a lot of us growing up in the 70s and the 80s. That became who we were looking to. A lot of our black men in the communities, were aspiring to be like them. Okay. When Jim and Fred were and Richard were doing, their movies and carrying on, Mr. Big and all of that, you had the Shaft movies and this, that, and other. And then one of my personal favorites that came out in the late 90s, Original Gangsters, where they had all of them come back together with Pam Grier, the only sister in the bunch. Okay. Well, they had, because Jim Kelly passed, so they had Richard and wasn't Ron O'Neal in that? He was Shaft. I mean, he was Superfly, Richard Roundtree, Fred Williamson, Jim Brown, and Pam Grier. Okay, um, those men were in that particular movie, Original Gangsters, and a lot of that movie, if y'all go check it out, spoke to the idea of the old school coming back to try to reclaim the streets because the youngsters now sit up there and get away with it. And it also was teaching the community how to empower itself and giving them the tools that was working back when they were kids. When our parents were kids, we still had community, we still had a village, we still had, what it was to be a man. And here's something that's very powerful. They were not this uber masculine, machismo driven kind of caricature of what a man's supposed to be. That's not what they were. Their whole countenance, honey, just screamed masculinity. It wasn't this toxic masculinity that we have come to know now, to where it was all misogynistic and this, that, and the other. They were the ones who exuded masculine characteristics about being a man's man without being chauvinistic. They showed love and real love to their wives and their women and carried on. For those who were the players and they were single, they lived a single man's life respectfully. Yeah, they had the women that carried on, but they were respectful to themselves, to the women they were with, this, that, and the other. It wasn't about being all up in a whole bunch of game. That there was what Black men exuded on the Hollywood screen. And that there was what we as people, Black folks, were garnering to hold true to our community. Then came the influx of the drugs and all the other stuff that took us out. And it destroyed the narrative for us. But for Jim Brown to be gone, that is just, woo. You know what I'm saying? We have just lost Harry Belafonte and carrying on. So it's like that particular era is leaving. And one of the things that we have to come to accept is that we all know that no one is going to be on this earth forever. Jesus wasn't. The disciples wasn't. Even Methuselah. Methuselah ended up dying off, okay? But the whole idea is that when we think about our own mortality and carrying on, and when we think about life, when we think about what have you done to make a significant difference, okay, what was your contribution? You know what I'm saying? What is your legacy? We've had this conversation before. Hey, H2, I hear you, girl. I hear you. I hear you, girl. What did you do with your dash? Y'all remember when we had that conversation? What did you do with your dash? Because it's not the birth date and it's not the death date that's important on the obituary. It's the dash. It's the stuff that happened in between those two dates. What did you do with it? And here, for Jim to be gone, and those from that era, they're leaving up out of here. Now, what does that mean? Are we ready to step into those shoes? Have the baton been adequately passed? Or did we drop it when they was passing it on? Because when you're running a relay doing them batons, you got to start running, and those with the baton run up to catch you, right? To pass the baton, right? And if you're doing the stride right, it's a smooth handoff, because they ran their leg of the race, right? Now it's your turn to run yours, right? When they passed the baton, was it a smooth pass? Or did you drop it and had to double back and pick it up and then keep going with the race? I think many of us have dropped the baton, broke the stride, had to turn around, pick it up, and then start over again to build the momentum. And the question becomes, did we ever rebuild the momentum? Here in this day and age, when we're looking at the image of Black men, y'all know the image of Hollywood. Y'all keep talking about, the Power to the People children, and all of these people who are questioning Black Hollywood, no Hollywood particularly, just Hollywood. Y'all want to question the entertainment field, period. You want to question LGBT motives and carrying on. And y'all keep saying that this grand old massive agenda to emasculate and demasculate the Black man because you can't handle what he represents. I keep asking everyone to answer this question. When are we going to be responsible for that narrative? When are we as Black men going to own up to the narrative and change it? Because the CDC done already gave us a hand up. The CDC done said that Black men are the ones who are best at taking care of their children. That came from the CDC. How come we have not picked up that baton and continue to run with it so that we can change this narrative? Okay, we are so fixed on trying to undercut and despise and dismiss toxic masculinity to where we still don't talk about toxic femininity. We ain't got there yet, but let me put a pin right there. But we're so busy trying to debunk toxic masculinity. We're so busy trying to say that the Black male image is being tarnished by Hollywood and the heterosexual Black man is a threat to the world, but yet the heterosexual Black man is not doing what he needs to do as a collective to make sure that the definition and the narrative is different, or it's changing, or that the presentation is better. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing, Black men? Now, I'm a gay man, gay all day, okay? At the same time, I'm a Black man too, okay? And I know all of the principles and characteristics that I know that Black men that I adore seeing, and that I adore, wanted to make sure that my nieces, my nephews are carrying on, because when they see me, they don't see gay Meech or gay Uncle Meech. They see their uncle. They know what the hell this is. Okay, they know exactly what this is, and all of my histrionics and carrying on, and all of the delusions of grandeur and flair and pomp and circumstance. That's just extra stuff, honey, to make life colorful. But when it comes down to making some sense out of shit, when it comes down to taking care of business, when it comes down to fighting for what's right, taking care of my family, taking care and protecting who I need to protect. All of that, provide and protect, right? Hey, I've been doing this too long. So the whole idea is, why are we not stepping up to the plate with solutions? We still haven't come up to understanding how is it that we have allowed popular culture to say sagging pants is still appropriate for men. You don't like when women wear the short dresses that they keep pulling down, that they call the hoochie mama dress and carrying on. We don't like that. Now for you heterosexuals, honey, you get a kick out of it. Okay. But at the same time, if you saw your daughter in that, you would lose your fucking mind. So we don't accept it 100%. Okay. And we know how to criticize that. And we know how to put solutions in place for that. But we have not, as Black men, adequately put anything in place to be some kind of guideline or whatever. And one of the things that the death of Jim Brown is meaning to me is that when I was a kid, we had that kind of thing to look up to. A lot of the 5 men that I said, Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, Richard Roundtree, Jim Kelly, Billy D. Williams, baby, everywhere, every man was making sure they had their fro together. We had our leather on. Listen, if you were the backyard mechanic, we call them grease monkeys then, you knew how to go and wash your hands and get your nail beds together. Why? Because you was taking your lady out on the weekend. Ain't that what the OJ say? I'm living for the weekend. That's when you put your glad rags on and carrying on, and you stepped out with your lady. Because why? This was a presentation. Sunday, you went to church with your family so folks can see that you have, you and your wife and your children are doing well and looking good and this, that, and the other. That was part of the pride of us. Ain't got shit to do with metro. We've had that discussion before about the whole idea of metrosexuals and carrying on. That ain't nothing new for us. This is shit what we do. This is how we as a people came to be. This is what we knew. This is how we took care of ourselves. And Jim Brown being gone, that was a man's man. That was a man's man. Now, whether you believe, understood his politics, and that ain't got shit to do with what I'm talking about. He was a man's man. And damn it, him being that hurt. Oh, that hurt. That's hurt. Come on up in here, Red.
Hello.
What's T?
Oh, nothing. I was listening to you and your geo tirade about the man's man. And it was very interesting, your point of view. And first and foremost, let me explain this to you. There's no money for the government in men acting right.
Say that one more time for the in China. Okay.
There is no monetary gain for your government in men acting right.
Come on now.
If everybody stood up and was a responsible man and representative of the community's household and just the overall, or should I say, the overall mentorship of America, it will be total destruction of the departmental of Family Children Services. There will be no child support programs. So now you just eliminated about $30,000 jobs. 30,000 jobs, yeah, right there across America.
Okay.
Yeah, so now you just got rid of. So you would think the government would be smart enough to take a third of that money, create programs that will help men be the responsible adults they need to be as far as family men in their communities or whatever, and then turn around, let them project everything they've learned, and now you don't need those programs, and you just freed up 20 years worth of doggone revenue that you can use for other stuff.
Exactly.
Instead of taking from everybody who already don't have nothing as it is.
You know what? Let me throw this out there, because this is something that I still have a problem with, that I'm trying to understand. How is it that this becomes a jail sentence, and that there's child support? How is it that non-paying of child support or being late with it becomes something that's criminal, punishable by time spent in jail and behind bars? I'm still trying to understand that, because I'm trying to get where it makes sense. Okay, you ain't paid it, so that means you go to jail. If I didn't pay the light bills or whatever, or I don't go to jail there, they just turn the shit off when I'm in the dark. But what I'm still trying to figure out, how our systems said that non-payment of child support is supposed to be punishable by jail time.
Okay. May I elaborate on that?
I'm going to let you solo that. Let me get something to drink. Go ahead. I'm going to solo you.
There was a time in our government system when it came to child support, when they created that entity in the government.
Yeah.
That everything was based solely on the money that was recouped from the men or the women that were placed on child support, where there were very few. So it was maybe a 3% out of 100%, statute. So,
got it.
Okay. So at the end of the day, they concocted a way to turn it not into a legality, they're not into a legal law, something they put a masquerade on. It's like putting on a costume. I'm gonna pretend to be a judge on October 31st. Okay. So
Okay.
but up under the judge, I'm really an asshole. Okay,
Yeah.
so what they did was figure out the value, not for the child, the betterment of the child, or the single parent that's raising the child, the betterment of themselves. Because what people don't know, if you hit a man in the head for $150 a payday, or twice, or once a month, or whatever, that the woman only sees $25 of that.
How about it?
So you want to lock this man up when he don't have a job, can't pay you the $150 to give her $25.
Well,
It sounds like basically because he's not able to pay you, and you're not concerned about the well-being of the child. But basically, here's another thing. When you lock him up, you ready for tea?
Dish.
If he's there more than 30, 60, or 90 days, or whatever part of the fiscal year that he goes in, they receive a kickback. In the beginning of the support system, back when I got this whole program system that I'm talking about now, they were getting $58,000 per person that was locked up past a 30-day period in an institution.
Really?
So it's big business. It's not child betterment. It's big business.
So we right back where we started from.
The Supreme Court has such a problem out of Minnesota, which I call it remember back when everybody was going crazy over half-breed females? The light-skinned, long hair, curly hair, boom, 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 built like a sister. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
Well, Minnesota became the mecca for that.
Okay.
But becoming the mecca for that, it became the mecca for a lot of children that didn't have fathers in their lives.
Right.
Therefore, they figured out a way to over-exacerbate the system of child support. But when they seen how much was going on within that area of the map, it got investigated. The Supreme Court deemed it and wanted to investigate that thing, and came out that it was not a legal entity, that it was an illegal entity, and it was actually a section of business, and it should not be deemed as law. So you shouldn't be charging nobody with no criminal offense for that. The Supreme Court did that against Minnesota.
Wow. Have mercy. What you say now?
But you got to remember, again, this is back to how they control you. It's a slave mentality, and it's a whole slave setup. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, I can't afford to pay my child support. You suspend my license. Now I can't get to work to pay my child support.
How about that?
Now,
okay, right. So now the conundrum begins. Okay.
Now when I can't get to work, now you done made it worse, because I got to figure out how to pay you in order to pay my child support, then in order to get my license reinstated, in order to get a better job to get back to work. And when I get back to work, and it's a good job that I finally get, my check is $1,500, and when I get it, it's $250 because you bust me in my head for all the time I didn't give you no money.
Right. Okay.
Again, now I'm behind the 8 ball again, because now I got a little bitty $150 check where it should have been a $1,500 check, and I got rent to pay, and I can't pay my rent. So now when I'm not able to pay my rent, pay my car, lose my car, now I'm back to the fact that I can't pay out child support because I can't get to work because I lost my car, because I can't pay my rent because you took my money.
Okay.
So guess what? Boom. Now I'm back in court.
Mm-hmm.
On payment of child support. This is the second time. Makes me look like a deadbeat. I'm not a deadbeat.
Right.
I'm trying. You're taking. If you keep taking from me, I'm not able to get ahead.
Right.
They don't care. You're not in compliance. That's the word. That's how they hit you.
Right. You're not in compliance, which then means that if I go and do something illegal to make the money, then you're going to question, where did you get these funds from?
And not only that, that's the whole point.
Right.
It's a mentality check. You got a guy in front of you. Most of the time, it's an urban guy.
Right.
And you say, if I keep pushing him, he's either going to sell crack,
Uh-huh.
or he's going to go out here and
Rob a store or
You rob
something.
the store. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? The only choice, you got all these choices, but then you got manual labor. And you either pushing him towards manual labor or something illegal. And either way it go, it's not going to be good. He's manual labor. He's not going to make enough money.
He's going to make no money, right.
So if he don't make enough money, I can lock you up after you're out of compliance for the third time. Now it's $58,000 a head. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to lock you up because I need to keep you here past 30 days. 31 days, you part of the doggone collective money that I get every fiscal year.
Uh-huh.
So that's when it becomes, that's what it is. When you say, well, how they going to make the money to get out of it if you put me in jail? Well, they are making the money by locking you up.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. You lock the man up. You make $58,000 that year off of his doggone Social Security number, and you still don't send a dime of that towards child support.
Right. That part.
Only in America.
That part, children.
And y'all busting y'all head to get over here. I'm confused.
No, don't be confused, honey. Because right now,
What up, Ro?
you know, these are the ins and outs, child, of what, you know, our complexity and our internalized cleaning that we have to do as a country. But those who come in to seek asylum and refuge and stuff here, you know, they see this as the promised land based on what they have over there with their particular laws and hierarchies and brands of government, because a lot of those other countries still are not a democratic society.
Well, again,
You know, so
at the end of the day, being in a kill or be killed country, I can keep my coins.
right, okay. Okay. So this is just hitting kind of hard with the loss of Jim Brown and absolutely what his presence and what all of that meant for me personally.
Hey, hold on. I got a challenge for everybody that's on here right now that's with us. Somebody post in the comments a Jim Brown movie.
Okay. Okay. I told you I won. Actually, two.
The movies go way back.
Yeah. Yes, honey. As a matter of fact, you know what? I used to own them. But I don't have them anymore. And I need now that, you know, of course now, you know, we want to make sure that we have them in the vault, honey.
I was so mad about that jersey, man. I had that Cleveland Browns original Jim Brown jersey.
Uh-huh.
And that's the second time I did that, because I also had the baby blue Earl Campbell. Good.
Okay. Lord have mercy. My God, my God, my God. So, yeah, wow.
I see Buck up in here.
Yeah, Buck up in here.
What the Buck?
Right, okay. Okay. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one right there. Ah! That's the one right there. Slaughter's big ripoff, honey.
Who know about that?
That's the one. Slaughter's big ripoff? 1973?
Wow.
Exactly. Okay. One down, two to go. Ah! If y'all don't.
Now that was the movie.
Okay. Now we say this every time we're on here. Y'all got to know that one. Y'all got to know this one that we say every time that we're on here. Of course, that one. Yes, Buck. Okay, of course. Yes.
Say,
Okay.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
What? Okay, so nobody put up in here. 3 the hard way, sugars.
Yes, sir.
3
3 the hard way.
the hard way, baby.
That's
Okay. I got to know that.
right.
Okay.
Dish and T stand on that. 3 the hard way.
You understand. Okay. You understand. But yeah, a lot of that is yeah. But I'm gonna stay in this particular wheelhouse with this particular conversation because this is oh, I forgot he was in that. Oh, I forgot he was in that.
Okay, you know what?
The TV series Arliss.
I'm gonna give you a personal bite on the subject. All right.
Uh-huh.
I went through a situation where that the custodial parent, even after being deceased 5 years, the state that they was getting services from still seeked me and chased me for monetary money that had nothing to do with my case that had already been closed because I was in compliance and I paid everything. And they still seek me and reopened their own case of some money they didn't get recouped.
Okay.
Now, if they've been deceased, I've been taking care of my son. If I was in compliance the whole time, why y'all harassing me and this woman has passed away?
How about that?
You know, and I had to ask the one lady that I got in touch with, I said, don't you think we done been through enough? Like, what's the problem? Why?
Okay.
And I know how the government works. They recouped that money already. If anybody know anything, when they chase you for any type of government funding, they chase you after they have already received it. After the fiscal year goes by,
Right.
they have monies to cover their losses. They get paid that money for what they lost, and then they turn around and send your stuff to collection agencies and stuff like that to chase you for the same money.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you who's terrible about that is hospitals. They do it all the time.
Oh yeah.
If y'all got any old hospital bills, know that they've been paid already.
They've been paid already, honey. And this is why you always get them coming from a collection agency, not the hospital. When the hospital or anytime you get something from a collection agency, that means that the institution have already written it off. They'd have got what they're going to get from it. So now they sold it to the damn collection agency. The money goes to the collection agency, not to the entity.
Right, because any of us can open up a collection agency.
Exactly.
And I thought that was just crazy. You know, when I became a medical biller and coder, I learned a lot of that stuff, and I was like, that is the dirtiest thing I've heard of. And they have, and then they don't advertise this, but I'm gonna say it right here on Dish and T.
Well,
if you know that you have hardship issues monetarily and you've been in the hospital, down in the area where you go to pay the bills and where they handle all the administrative part of the hospital bills, you can go in there and ask for hardship forms and fill them out to have your bill covered. All you do is you fill it out thoroughly, try to make sure you don't leave nothing blank.
Right.
And you put it in and you wait for them to send you an approval letter.
Okay.
If they send you an approval letter, then that bill is paid.
Have mercy.
Because every hospital in the United States of America has government funding that cover bills that people haven't paid.
Exactly. Which is why a lot of them try to stay away from becoming the indigent hospitals. Those of y'all in y'all prospective cities, y'all know that main hospital that is the indigent hospital. Okay. In Atlanta, that's Grady.
Yep.
Okay. In Detroit, it used to be receiving. Now is now the whole medical center because you got receiving, you got Sinai Grace, and what's the other one over there, Buck? That's part of that cluster of Detroit medical centers that is part of the indigent hospitals. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, let me give you something. What you say, suicide Grace? Don't do that, cause I'm a jump on that bandwagon, because that's what my mama was when she passed. She was right there in Sinai Grace, and she didn't want to go there. Henry Ford part of that? Well, that's the larger hospital, but is Ford considered to be the indigent hospital down there now? I know we ran to it, but yeah. Okay.
My shot town here is Cook County.
Okay. But yeah, we have that there, and a lot of times, and here's how you would know if they're indigent hospital, because most of the time your indigent hospitals are the ones that are fabulous in trauma.
Mm-hmm.
They're always the ones, the emergency trauma care, no, they're trauma centers. Those are usually the ones who are all of your indigent hospitals in your prospective cities. Okay. And et cetera, honey. Most people on the west side are sent there. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Or suicide Grace. Okay. It's a damn shame. Okay. But again, having this particular information, when we put people in office and carrying on, y'all wanna talk about a corrupt system.
Yeah.
When you talk about corruption in the system,
child support is the number one.
This is so deeply rooted, honey, to where it's so much red tape and all this, to where what everybody ends up doing is learning how to sustain their careers and learning how to get past this and that, because the red tape is so damn sticky to where it starts to unravel like a cassette tape that's being ate up in the tape deck.
And I recently saw some proof, and this is what we're speaking on, because I know somebody who hadn't even got past the preliminary hearing to know how much to pay per month. Already got license suspended.
Wow.
Like, it's like you're in a hurry to destroy the man.
Right.
Like, can I get to the point to where I have some type of arrears, or I'm not in compliance? Can I get to that point? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You're going to kick me out of my driving privileges before I can even try to figure out how to go get a job or something.
Okay.
Which is what they don't understand. They start the snowball effect with these young men, and the next thing you know, it becomes a trend.
Hello. The fact that we support other countries' war, but somehow cannot afford universal education or health care, don't get me started. Okay, right. Exactly. And it becomes, a whole bigger issue. It's stuff like this where folks question me, because with my run for mayor here in College Park.
Oh, I'm gonna say this. I'm back off and let you get it. It's illegal to do abortions. Because if you do abortions, then there'll be no baby here for him not to take care of, and I won't be able to lock his ass up for my money that I need. Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that. Okay. But see, here's the thing. Folks, the question becomes, why would you go into politics and this, that, and the other? And I trust me, this particular road was not something that I was necessarily going down to say, okay, I'm looking for this. But at the same time, we want to make sure that there's someone in the position that can offset some of this kind of stuff.
Offset some of this stuff.
one of the things I tell y'all this all the time, I don't mind organized crime. I don't mind it at all. Because why? The operative word is organized.
Yeah, we see that.
Okay. That's the operative word. Organized crime.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm.
Because everybody and everything, honey, sits down and they go through their own, they take care of themselves, they police themselves, they carry it on. And the community is not involved in that particular business. The community does not suffer. The poor does not suffer. Okay. Because those who are, it's organized. Okay. As it should be. We see all of the sloppiness that's going on in politics and carrying on. Everything has a political turn and a twist, and everybody damn sensitive, and everybody, doing their damn thing, and everybody this, that, and the third, and everybody, and they doing it on a singular level, or a self-contained level. It's never for the collective good. It's always about what I can do, what me and mine and all that. So this here becomes a whole big to do. It becomes a whole big to do. So when we talk about it, the way that we talk about it, this is absolutely ridiculously crazy. Oh, he done got comfortable.
Yes.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Okay, let me play this video because we're on the same. I'm keeping this in the same wheelhouse as far as our men folk and developing men. Let's do this.
You're the only person in this family that don't know how to treat a girl.
I don't know, because I'm not sweet. Because I'm not sweet, you don't want to be like, you don't want to.
That's the whole point of getting a girlfriend. Cause if my mama, she was always rude to you, you wouldn't even want to be with her, would you? Would you?
No.
Exactly. So why do you think she would want to be with you if you was nice? Explain. Now you just want to sit there looking dumb. Because people are always trying to not hurt your feelings and tell you everything that's not.
So that's something you don't like about me?
What's the point of being in a relationship if you're not gonna be in a relationship for the reason you're supposed to be in one?
And what's the reason?
What's the point of being in a relationship if you're not gonna be nice? That's the whole point. No girl's gonna want you, because if you and my mama break up, you're gonna be single. No girl gonna want you after they see how you act.
Because I don't want to hold somebody's hand?
No girl's gonna want you after we won't break up. Watch. When y'all break up and you try to get another girlfriend, they all gonna reject you. You're gonna be sitting there looking dumb, cause you don't got no girlfriend. Cause you wanted to act all tough.
Yeah.
No girl's gonna want you.
Because you want to sit there looking dumb and acting all tough. Explain, he says. Baby! Here is the kicker. Now, that's been around for a little minute, honey. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, I was supposed to bring it a long time ago. But,
My thing is why is he sitting there having that conversation with a 9-year-old?
boom. Let's because that's exactly where I'm going with this conversation.
Could it be that nobody his age got that much sense? Because they'd have been like, oh man, F her.
Exactly. You understand? Oh, dog, here you don't know how to control your women and care now. Here, that's just one in the coop. I know you a player, nigga. I know you got all that. It's that. Okay. But here is the larger conversation. What does that feel like? And I really want to ask him that. What does that feel like for you to get checked by your son who is looking to you to be his example? Because what he was trying to say is, oh, so you don't want to be like me? He stopped himself from saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to be like me? Every male who has children and has a son always want their little mini me. And if you got more than one son, then honey, that gives you more than all the chances to sit down there and to have a chip off or two off the old block, just like your old man. Because that's a sense of pride. However,
Until they start putting drugs in the infamy. Go ahead.
well, and hormones and stuff, and they're using soy. And we still using soy milk, which is what I'm trying to understand that. I need to understand that. When we already know that soy creates estrogen in males. They've proven that. Soy creates estrogen in the male body, which is why now, with all the hormones and this and that we got going on in the food system and supply, which is not why we got a lot of top-heavy boys these days. Children, now I don't mind it when they're adults because, well, you know, I play differently. However,
What's wrong with him?
but that there's the thing. So we're putting that in the infant and carrying on. But now here we have your child, your son is checking you and then catch it. Being a better man as a child than you are because he's checking you for mistreating his mama. Bam. So now where are we here?
Which of these things do not belong here? One of
checking you for mistreating his mama and for you not measuring up to the man that you supposed to be for the example of him. What do he says, how do you be in the how do you sit up there and have a relationship when you're not doing the things to be in a relationship? Explain. Baby, when he said that, I was lost. Explain. And then the daddy sitting up there dumbfounded, just dumb. And then boy called him out. Look at you sitting there looking dumb.
I know that's what.
What Wait a minute. Let me play it one more time. Let me play that one more time. I'm going to play it one more time. I'm going to play that one more time. Okay? Let me play this one more time. Just listen.
You're the only person in this family that don't know how to treat a girl.
I don't know, because I'm not sweet. Because I'm not sweet, you don't want to be like, you don't want to.
That's the whole point of getting a girlfriend. Cause if my mama, she was always rude to you, you wouldn't even want to be with her, would you? Would you?
No.
Exactly. So why do you think she would want to be with you if you was nice? Explain. Now you just want to sit there looking dumb. Because people are always trying to not hurt your feelings and tell you everything that's not.
So that's something you don't like about me?
What's the point of being in a relationship if you're not gonna be in a relationship for the reason you're supposed to be in one?
And what's the reason?
What's the point of being in a relationship if you're not gonna be nice? That's the whole point. No girl is gonna want you, because if you and my mama break up, you're gonna be single. No girl gonna want you after they see how you act.
Because I don't want to hold somebody's hand?
No girl is gonna want you after we won't break up. Watch. When y'all break up and you try to get another girlfriend, they all gonna reject you. You're gonna be sitting there looking dumb, cause you don't got no girlfriend. Cause you want to act all tough.
Because you wanted to act all tough. Nigga. Right. If he hadn't dropped the N-word right there, bitch, I'd have been gone.
Yep.
Because you want to act all tough, nigga. Listen, that.
Have you ever been checked by your child?
Ooh. As a child. Now this is completely different if y'all talking man to man. This here is a child. He can't be no more than 12. I don't even think he in double digits yet.
No.
No, I don't think because his vocabulary is not that advanced.
You're right. That's what I was looking.
Okay.
I'm listening to his word choices.
Yes.
He's not 10. He got to be 9.
He got to be 9 because all he knows about in relationship about being nice. He don't know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what he keep going at. And then he said, "You wait." He started this off by saying, "You're the only man in this family who don't know how to treat girls."
Ha! Ha! You so did.
That's how this video starts. You're the only man in this family who don't know how to treat girls. And then the clap was, if mama was rude to you, you wouldn't want to be with her now, would you? Would you? Right.
Hey, well, that nigga.
Okay. Bam.
He said if you were single, you would.
Ain't no girl gonna be bothered with you.
Boy, that little boy had an old soul.
Listen to me very carefully. Okay?
That little boy got an old soul.
That there, because that's why I'm the grander conversation becomes, and I want to know what they're videotaping. Because a lot of folks, those who are looking at this may say, "Oh, well, that might be scripted because somebody taping it," and then there's an edit in there because I want to know what's on that edit. Okay.
No, they edit post, but I'm gonna tell you something that really didn't like nobody was holding like it was sitting on the table.
Well, somebody was going back and forth. Somebody was, changing the camera. I mean, panning it. Okay. So. And that's the thing. But that there.
Somebody was sitting there they thought it was funny as hell.
It was funny, yeah. Okay. That there becomes the grandest. And now, should this go on between a black man and his son in this fashion? Will we accept that? And
hold on. Pause.
I got you.
Do you think it's more acceptable coming from his child than a nigga on the street that you hang with? Because you're going to get in your feelings and want to fight.
Good point. But see here, looking at this, the way how his child checked him, I bet you down to donuts because see, after so long, a man's ego go get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially how he said, "Look at you, sitting there looking dumb." That conversation right there would have been, "Who the hell you talking to?"
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That might have been the edit.
It couldn't have been because little boy was still sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there and the conversation went further. Because after he said, "Look at you sitting there looking dumb," he closed by saying, "You ain't gonna have no girl because look at you. You want to sit there act all tough."
Uh-huh.
That's a check. Like, I want you to act like you want to do something because you acting tough, like you all big and bad. That's a grown man's check.
Well.
What is it that we as a community need to look at this? Because see, I really want I want to break that down and make a whole workshop out of that video. And I want to take that across the board because see, in with our hetero-attractional children and carrying on, this is a father and son. Now, I'm very big on when the kids get into that, that 15, 16, 17 age range, when they think they're grown, and you got to go put your foot in their chest. Because now, like I had to tell my sister, I said, when my nephew Malik, I said, when he and his daddy get into this thing, I said, don't you say a motherfucking word. You step back, because they got to have that. You understand me? And she kind of got, I said, Miss Thing, that's father and son, because Malik is at the age now where he think he a man, and his daddy just show him how much of a man he ain't yet.
Oh yeah, boy.
You understand? I said, so don't you get in that.
I done went through a line.
Okay.
I'm trying to say this little one over here, because I know he gonna try it. He don't.
Oh, honey, now you already see that coming.
And that nigga don't weigh enough, I swear.
You already see that coming, honey. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he already mapping and charting out how to do this.
Yeah, he is.
Because he's already calculating like that.
Yep.
And especially if he gets some size on him, because if he start lifting weight somewhere, honey, yeah.
But it's always been this way. See, kids don't know the adult. They don't know your past.
Right, or your past, right?
They really don't know. So I would encourage you to lift weights and everything, because I never liked to fight the nigga my size. You know what I'm saying? Or small. I want the big nigga that's bigger than me.
Right.
I don't want no accolades for whooping nobody my size.
I was the same way, because it was obvious.
Yeah, I don't want that. It
was always obvious to me, and especially
as security officer in a club, and I done threw the little fish back in the club and grabbed the big one.
Right.
I don't want you, bro. I want that one.
Right. Okay. So, and then, okay. Part of the other conversations with that becomes, who is in charge of that damn house? And what gave this son the chutzpah to want to have that conversation with his daddy?
Now, hold on. Let's analyze the video.
Let's do it.
The little boy sitting there. I don't know if they real or not, but he got almost 2 carats in his ears.
Right, catch that. I got that, yeah.
And his hair was braided nice.
Braided, got that too, yeah.
So, and I was looking at the background of the house. It wasn't no shabby house.
No.
So at the end of the day, it makes you wonder, is he the breadwinner?
Interesting.
Because kids can be done did one little thing and it's covering, you know what I'm saying? A little bow-wow, all that type of thing.
Right. You
So you're around a bunch of older people because you're doing other stuff.
Right.
So your wisdom is a little different from somebody else.
A little different, but and you and I both were that child.
Exactly.
You and I both were him.
Exactly, because I can remember plain as day telling my sister's father, he trying to cry to me about him getting his lip split from my mother, but you knew she was a martial artist when you tried to put your hands on her. You knew that.
Right.
Okay, but I was, in my conversation at that same age was, well, hey man, you initiated that, you know what I'm saying? So maybe next time you might want to move a little faster. I said, but I'm not gonna let you in here, so I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna holler at you, all right? And I go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I pretty much the same age, and I checked the grown man like, no, you ain't coming in here. You good? You got your lip split going. I think you should go to the ER. You'll be all right.
Exactly. Well, I was helping mama raise the kids, so that I felt I had carte blanche to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I got a different set of responsibilities, and what you're not gonna do is come up in here and act as if.
Exactly.
No, that ain't happening. Not and especially we got these kids up in here. Oh, I know you 14 karat crazy.
Man, he said 14 karat crazy.
Okay. Okay. So that there is now let me do this one. Cause now let me watch this.
I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm trying to do my best in my heart. Nothing else than that. I want you, Mom, my dad, everyone to be friends. I want everyone to be smiling. I think you can do it. I think you can settle your mean heights down a little to short heights. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be a bully. I'm trying to be steady on the floor, not way down, on straight, on the middle where my heart is. My heart is something. Everyone else's heart is something too. And if we live in a world where everyone's being mean, everyone's going to be a monster in their future, then no one will ever be here. Only the monsters in our place. I just want everything to be settled down. I just want everything to be good as possible. Nothing else.
Isn't that just adorable?
Este parte você é você você tempo.
Okay. I said, oh my God, this is just too adorable.
She made her point.
She may listen. Now, the grander conversation. The grander conversation is this. She said, I want you to take your mean heights and bring them down to the short heights.
Mm-hmm.
Which means mom and daddy sitting up here arguing and fussing in front of her.
Yep.
Okay. All of that. I don't want to be no bully. You know, I just want everybody to smile and be happy. Everybody in the world just smile.
She must be from. She must got the spirit of Woodstock.
Okay, right. Okay. Not the hippie. Not the hippie. She come out the womb, honey. Okay, blowing smoke. But she exhaling the smoke, child.
I like to reach the world to sing.
She says,
funny.
If everyone stay mean, then everyone turns into monsters.
You heard that, Dave?
Everyone turns into monsters, and we only have monsters to look for in the future. Wow. Out of the mouths of babes. Okay. I'm so floored with that. And so again, what is it that has children being able to make complete sense out of something so simple and so basic? And then how she approached it. I don't want to be mean. I'm not trying to be a bully. I'm just coming from my heart. And my heart is in the middle. It's in the middle.
They probably she did say that. They probably
I could just, oh my God, if you just stay that size forever, honey, oh my God, I could put her on the mantle, honey, just go and just and just tell her to say that all the time. Hey, say that again for me, baby. Say it. Just say your little speech for everybody. Okay.
Somebody could take the audio and put it in a dial.
Exactly. I just want everyone to be happy and to smile. Okay. Mom, Dad, I want you to take your mean heights.
That was funny.
Short heights.
You heard that. Take your mean
heights. Want everything to be steady. And for her to use the word steady, I'm like, oh, okay. I want everyone to be steady on the floor.
That means she was in school on a Monday. She learned.
Okay. No, that's Saturday school, and honey, she got vocabulary. Okay. Okay.
That's what you get for your first birthday, a speaking spell.
Hello. See there?
Now, speaking spell. Do anybody know what that is?
Okay. So be that as it may, I'm telling y'all, honey, Okay, again, let's deal with the cuteness. Come on, watch this.
$50.
I'm not giving you $50.
Why? What fun did you give $50?
No.
Wait a minute, one more time.
Listen.
One more time.
$50.
I'm not giving you $50.
Why? What fun did you give $50?
No.
She said, "You can't afford $50." She said, "I walk off. Wait." She said, "Give me $50." I'm not giving you $50. Well, you can't afford $50. No. Okay. Wait. I labeled that video. I said, okay, somebody was listening to Little Kim when that baby was in the womb, honey. Okay. Hey. Because already, what you know about $50? Give me $50. What, you can't afford $50?
She heard that through the womb. Her mama turned that last trick.
Wait, Buck said, "What the Smurf?" Right.
Hey, her mama was turning that last trick. She was in the womb. That was what she heard.
Okay. I am completely out of the mouths of babes. Okay. So now the grander picture here. The grander picture. Now I could sit up here and call that all cute carrying on, which most of us will, but oh child, that was hysterical, and which it is. It's comical, which it is. But let's look at that. She's understanding that it's okay to go up telling somebody, "Give me $50." As if I'm supposed to, and then because they said, "No, but you can't afford $50." She's already putting a value on that. And then she walked out. Okay.
He was like, "Nigga, this Magic City."
All right. She walked off there. Right, as if she was disgusted.
That's because she learned her Magic City vocabulary.
Oh, not talking about, it's just the Magic City vocabulary. Oh, wow. Okay. Wait a minute, Groove, what you say? She said, "I am the daughter of my she-wolf, but at least I'm not that mean, even though I did take a tenth of her temper and her OCD." Not a she-wolf, Mr. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, Groove. You just got. She said,
We got some crazy. We got some crazy people watch us, man.
She said, "Oh my God." She said, "Wait a minute. I am the daughter of my she-wolf. Hold on. I like that too. My thing is, be careful who you get at before you get with them. Dad married a she-wolf. Okay. Lord have mercy. Girl, I can't with you. Okay, I cannot. That took me over the rainbow, honey. Okay, that took me over the rainbow. Here, I don't know what else to say. Okay, so now, okay, here we go. Catch this. Wait a minute. One more time.
Right?
One more time. Hold on. One more time.
All headshots.
And I'm here for it.
All headshots.
And I'm here for it. I am here for all of that. Okay.
Oh.
He gave her all headshots in the beginning. Okay. Yes, she did. Okay. She wasn't having it. Okay. Sister, was not having it. You understand? Now, I'm sure they done probably went through 7 more bouts because kids are kids. And to say that he learned his lesson, no, he didn't, because they're kids, okay? But she was not having it. I want y'all to pay attention to that. When he was beating her in her head, she jumped up. And you could see in her face, she said, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Because she didn't try to sit down there and hit him back with her hands. She went and got that big-ass hammer and went wailing on him, okay? And was like, you gonna stop hitting me here? Well, she was off her that smoke. Yes, the hell she was. Oh, yes, she was.
Yeah, that was a beat down for real.
Just to say, I'm not having it. Okay, I'm not having it. And she jumped up. After knocking her, she jumped up. Like I said, she jumped up and went and got something real big that was going to put a knocking on him. Right. What you said you're going to learn today. You're going to learn on this day.
That was the funny thing. Like, it's like, oh, is that what we're doing? I'll be right back.
Right. Because she had did you see her face? Her face said that. Her face was like, oh. My daddy don't even put his hands on.
Hey, she went and popped the trunk.
Right. Okay. And I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all.
She came back, beat down.
She came right the fuck back and was like, no, baby, we ain't doing this.
Hey, he probably was like, he was like, and they were like, what I tell you? He said, oh,
right.
Oh, okay. All right. I tell you what, we'll be right back. Like the return of Tina.
Boom. Okay. So that's been the essence of that. But let me play one more. Now this here is not a child. However, wait a minute, I got something else too. This is not a child, but I want y'all to catch the sarcasm in what he's saying. Catch this.
So I just seen on Fox News that they're out here trying to ban certain books, and I say good. Ban the books. Those things are dangerous. New ideas, new thoughts, alternative perspectives making me feel all uncomfortable. And God forbid somebody walks into a school with a book and they start reading out loud. Do you really want that ink on your hands? Just think about how scared the children must feel when they're doing all kinds of active reader drills. Tell me that's not traumatizing. And I know what you bibliophiles are thinking. Oh, we don't need less books, we need more. The only way to stop a bad guy with a book is a good guy with a book. Well, good luck with that. Let's say somebody goes to read up a school and you think you're quick draw LeVar Burton over here, but oh no, you're fiddling with the zipper on your fanny pack and you can't get your book out. And next thing you know, the guy reads off 2 or 3 pages and you start to take in new world views and feel uncomfortable. Ban the books now. At least the autobiographical ones and the semi-autobiographical ones. It's too easy to just walk in any old book fair and walk out with the stack of them. We need background checks. What are you going to do with them books, huh? Think? I don't think so. Ban the books now. That's why I wrote a pamphlet. You can go on my website. I wrote a pamphlet. It's a couple 100 pages. It's got a binding to it. And it'll teach you everything you need to know about what to watch for when it comes to ban books. When it comes to
I fucking love this. Baby, he's when you get your quick draw LeVar Burton on. Baby, I was floored when I first heard that. But the whole idea and the sarcasm in that, it just reeks. I found that on Instagram and I told them, I said, this is what they need to play on Congress, down on the Senate floor in these little meetings and carrying on. Because banning these books, it just sounds ridiculous. He said, what you going to do when they start doing active reader drills? Baby, I said, shut up. And you sit up there fiddling with your fanny pack because you can't get your book out fast enough, and he done already read off 2 or 3 pages. I said, stop it. But in the world where we have to take this sarcasm in order to shed light on a subject about banning books and this, that, and the other, if they really want to do, I saw this on the video once, and the guy was at a Trump rally or something, right? And they were talking about banning books.
Fake news.
And the guy come up and he says, okay, well, if I sit down there and tell you that this particular book talks about all kinds of murders and prostitution, and this, that, and the guy looked at him. He said, would you want to ban that book? And the guy, he was stunned for a second. And then the presenter said, well, that book is the Bible. And I see what you're trying to do here. No, the Bible is good reading. But didn't you just say you want to take out things that talked about all kinds of... He said, you talking about banning books that have this, and this in it. Well, the Bible has all this, and this in it. And so it's okay for us to read that book, but not everything else. Baby, I said, okay, here we go.
Well, if you read everything else, you might be in trouble and have an active reader in the bill.
Okay, right. Exactly. Okay. Exactly. But I think with that particular piece, I think that that's something moving in this world of questioning the education system, because I really want that also to be used as a tool. Okay. But it needs to be as an exercise, so that we can sit down and get rid of a lot of the buffoonery that we have up with our decision-making people that are elected into office. And I keep stressing elected into office because, honey, if you don't like what we got up in there, then you have your own self to thank for those of y'all who didn't vote, to say you didn't want them, and for those of y'all who say that y'all want them and you feel that they pulled the okie doke on you. Because everybody else that voted against that fool, honey, knew better. Okay? But everybody who voted for that, this is what y'all said y'all wanted.
They don't know what they want, and half the stuff that they're being promised are lies.
Right.
They need to stop worrying about what they want and go to those town hall meetings. Go to everything that's going on in the communities. Get out there and get involved, and don't go worry about what you want. Worry about what you need as a community.
Exactly. Oh my God, today.
Well, tomorrow is Christ Way's first car show, quote unquote, free first annual car show. If you're in Georgia, pop out, 900 Dogwood Drive, Conyers, Georgia, 11 o'clock.
Okay. I'm supposed to be there. I have College Park duties in the morning. So they wanted us there by 10 o'clock. I won't be done before 11. And then it's an hour to get there. So, child, if I'm coming, I'll get there. I'm still, yeah. Anywho, also, understand, we're going to cover this tomorrow as well. Sunday, May 21st, 2023, Piedmont Park, 12 noon to 10 p.m. will be, darling, Indigenous House. You understand? Indigenous House. We are the original house people. Okay.
You claim to be my man. See you when you can. All you want to do is touch and go.
Okay. Everybody, I'm going to be there, darling, at the beginning. And usually it always becomes how long I could usually stay. Usually I'm one of the ones to shut it down. Okay. But we're going to see if we can last that long. Okay. Yeah, house music is going to be the thing. So for those of y'all who are in the Atlanta area, let's do. Are you going to be here Sunday? Oh, you know what? I am off. I took Sunday off so that I can do this. You've been asking for a "Don't Come Out of a Bag" Sunday, honey. I said what I said Sunday. You've been asking me for that for a while. Let me see, honey, because if I last until 10 o'clock, I won't get back in here until 11 in the evening. That's kind of late to start a show. So we'll see. Okay. I'm not going to make any promises, but we will see. We will see. Okay. If anything, if I do come on, it might be a Big Meech moment where I can recap and carry on. I've got to make sure I take my little my vitamins and carrying on. Make sure I take a couple of energy shots with me. Because, darling, yes, make sure we got plenty of water and all of that. But house is the tea. House music will be served, honey. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. We have, wait a minute, my DJs. We got, hold on. Because I want to put them in order like you got them on the flyer. Read the flyer. Okay. For those of y'all who haven't seen How Do I Look, which is deemed to be the sequel to Paris Is Burning, honey, you got to catch that because the queen said about the ball. Read the flyer. They say DJ David Harness from San Francisco. DJ Andre. What? Wait a minute. Come on, flyer. Andre Hatchett out of Chicago. And DJ Kelly Kale. Okay. Will be our resident DJs throughout the evening, darling. Okay. So, yes, honey. Yes, we are going to be out there. Come on down to Piedmont Park. We're going to be at the pavilion. And, honey, we just follow the music. All you have to do when you get there, follow the music. You'll be all right, okay? So having said all that, honey, well, I got one more thing that I wanted to make sure we touched on today. Let me play this.
There's a book that was written by these two white gentlemen called Without Sanctuary. If you ever get a chance to read it, it is one of the most profoundly disturbing books I've ever seen in my life. It's a pictorial history of lynchings and what they used to call nigger barbecues. I'm talking about children, women, male adults lynched. And then they used to put us alive on spits with a fire beneath it and turn us and roast us until we dehydrated. And they'd pick up pieces of the bodies, and hundreds of whites would be standing and taking pictures with a body piece in their hand. They have the pictures, they show the pictures in the book. And they say, just get over that? You don't get over that. You have to move on. You have to live your life. You have to grow. You have to accomplish. You cannot use excuses. But that is in spite of your history. Get over it. See, people who say those, so I'm not so sure that Mr. West has, but he had this lyric that stuck in my head to this day. And he says, oh my people, for that dollar, how low you'll stoop. But when you riding in your Benz, there's still a nigga in a coupe.
Now, with all of the talk about education, all of the talk about banning books, all of the talk about CRT, critical race theory, all of the talk about not wanting to teach folks about real African American history and about real history here in America. All of the talk about wanting to cover up, and all of the talk about changing the name from, you don't want it to be slaves, you want it to say involuntary indigent workers. Okay, immigrant workers rather. Okay, for all that kind of talk, I never even knew that this book existed until I saw this. I went on Amazon to try to find it, and the only copy that's available is $75. Okay, so somebody's trying to offer, they got it trying to offer to make a profit. But with everything, especially now, with what we know to be truth, I'm glad that this came up, because see, what we cannot do is allow our ivory counterparts to think that because you don't talk about it, that it doesn't exist. And we want to talk about American history in this country, honey. We cannot ignore the parts that, or edit out the parts that are uncomfortable, heinous, and all this other jazz. Because had it been the other way around, which it is, every time we see this on the news all the time, every time somebody is shot by the police, every time we get arrested or whatever the case may be, and it becomes something of national news or whatever the case. Why is it y'all never go after the victim? I mean the persecutor. I mean the perpetrator. You always say that the victim. And every time we turn around, for y'all to go after Trayvon Martin and talk about something, oh, he used to skip school and blah, 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 to make him like he was a criminal. When y'all went after George Floyd and pulled up his pornographic past and tried to say, oh, well, he was a criminal because he was in there trying to pass off a phony $20 bill. When y'all do that to try to criminalize the people, because, and it's not that, I've heard someone say, oh, y'all said that they're trying to make martyrs out of people who were done against the law. They were against the law. They were doing it. Well, Ahmaud Arbery wasn't. And yet y'all want to sit up there and show the clip to where, oh, he got to arguing back. And oh, he raised his voice. Excuse me. We do all of that. And my point is, this book here exists. No one talks about that. We know already about the clips from the dogs and the water hoses and carrying on, because it wasn't until the news captured that and folks were able to see that people began to believe what was going on to African Americans in this country, which is why we had so many whites and our ivory counterparts want to become part of the Freedom Riders movement, because they saw that was wrong. And they didn't want to become a part of that. They didn't want to associate themselves with that. Because as a people, they said, that's not who I am. That's not who we are. I'm a Christian who says that God, all of God's people are valuable. And a lot of white people lost their lives during that time. But that book there exists. You saw the woman flipping through the pages. They documented that as a history book of how they would treat us at these things, which is why I'm glad that we call them cookouts now. Okay? Because the word picnic comes from that particular culture. That particular culture was for pickaninny. It was a pickaninny. Yeah. Pickaninny. Because that's what they were doing when they would go to the lynchings. There was a town hall thing. Town square. So we have the history here, but why is it that you guys don't want to face it? Why is it that this becomes an abomination in the eyes of some people? It's the history. Are you afraid to find out that your ancestors were directly responsible? When we start to look at this stuff, and I want y'all to pay attention now, because a lot of those lynchings are carrying on, honey, and we're not going 400 years back all the time. We're going back 60, 70 years, which means what? That's your grandparents' age. When they were children. Okay? So now what? Is that education? Would that book be considered something that you want your white children to see? Because it's made by a white author. This here is about the lynching and stuff of black folks. It ain't talking about slavery. It ain't talking about black folks becoming empowered.
Where are the books that show the time when we had slave workers, black people? Because there was a time that script was flipped.
Right.
Nobody want to speak about that, though.
No. No. And see, I brought that up because and that when there came from, if y'all go on Instagram, Joy Reid, she's a reporter, and I think she's on MSNBC. She goes by Joy Ann Reid on Instagram. That she posted that on her Instagram. And I was like, wow. I want to go find, because that's from TikTok, so I want to go to that person's original TikTok and see that in its entirety, so that I can actually see the book itself, right? Again, I tried to look that book up and I found it. It's available on Amazon, but there's only like 2 or 3 copies, and the cheapest one is at $75. And something, if I had the coins, I swear I'd buy it. Simply because that there is a part of history that we have to teach. We have to show. And then they were clever enough to document that and sell it. It's a book. They sold it. They sold it.
Out of all the stuff that all the stuff that we go through in history and been through, one thing heal every entity of our history.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting on one accord.
Right.
Until we support each other as a people, these conversations are beating a dead horse.
You know what? You're right. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Well, here, let me make you laugh before you leave, honey.
Ross, I love this music and I used to listen to it, praise God, as a pastor coming from law school, driving from Baton Rouge to Monroe. And I would just listen to Luther, amen. And I said, God, you know, Luther said, praise God, a house wasn't a home, amen. A chair wasn't a chair unless someone was sitting there. And then he said, praise God, amen, anybody ought to have any love. And all of a sudden, I found myself getting discouraged. And I went to God, I said, now God, you know, I'm not getting ready to backslide. He said, I tell you what the problem is. The Spirit of the Lord told me. He said, in Luther Vandross, there lives a lonely, sad woman. The Holy Ghost told me that. I'll stand on the word. He said, a lonely, sad woman lives in him. And every time you listen to that music, she tries, praise God, to get in you. I said, oh, I tell you what, I'm through with Luther.
Okay, I'm done.
I don't know who she is. I've found that somewhere, honey. She said she gonna stand on the word. I stand on the word. Because every time you listen to that music, okay, every time, honey, that lonely woman has to enter into you because Luther has a lonely woman spirit that's in him. Did she not just call him all kinds of queens and gays and this, that, and all that?
And did not blink.
And didn't blink, and she gonna stand on the word because she said the word gave her that. The Spirit of the Lord told her. Okay. That a lonely woman lives in Luther. And she didn't want to backslide. She didn't want to backslide. Okay? But she said that one of the chairs is okay, it's still a chair, even when there's no one sitting there. Or Luther said, honey, just any love, honey, any love. And I will listen to that music, and it will start to permeate my soul. And the Spirit of the Lord, I stand on the word. Don't run. Uh-huh. That's what you said. Child, that tickled me. That tickled me. Oh. A roasted red pepper hummus. This is good. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. That's really good. Okay. Mm. Oh, yeah, that's really good. Mm. And I got these little nutcrackers.
You're a well-cultured eating hummus.
Mm. Huh?
I said you're a well-cultured ninja. You're eating hummus.
I am, darling. Mm-hmm. Now, I wish I had a different cracker, though.
Have you tried it before? Yeah.
The almond nut thins.
Oh.
Okay.
They call them little ninjas.
And these are cute. And I like them. But it's something a little different. I wish I had a different cracker to go with these, though. I know what I need. I need my town crackers. Although wheat crackers.
You know what? You got that roasted pepper. You need to put that on top of a chicken and a biscuit.
Oh my God. Oh, dear God in heaven. Oh, don't do me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I inhale chicken and the biscuits, honey. And it costs so damn much now, child. I used to get, back when in the what, the late 80s, early 90s, child, that's all I ate. I used to eat chicken, I had crackers and cheese, honey. I had chicken and the biscuit crackers. And if I didn't use the cheese wheels or whatever, honey, I would have slices of cheese or whatever with me carrying on, and just, oh Lord have mercy. Mm-mm. So yeah, this little hummus is sickening.
Chicken and biscuit cracker.
Yes. So, so all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna let you guys get into your evening and things of that nature. I'm gonna go over here and I got to go into meditation and prayer. Y'all gonna be there tomorrow? If so, then let me. Okay, we'll talk off camera. But I mean offline, not off camera. We'll talk because. Oh, I told y'all. Listen, let me make this announcement here. Sensuality, my darling. I created 2 new scents. Actually, more than that. But the 2 scents that I'm focused on are going to be used as the fundraisers, specific fundraiser scents. All the other ones will be included. But I know these 2 particular scents. One is called College Park, of course. The other is called Mayor Meach. Okay. And then when I created those 2, honey, Mayor Meach is really the essence of me, honey. Oh my God, honey. So yeah, I think I did a cute little job. So then we have I have 4 more that I want to make within this particular collection here, because I got to do the Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4 to go with the College Park collection. But yes, that there is that, my darling. So and I wish I could tell you, the Mayor Meach it's very seductive. It's sweet and seductive. I make all my oils to be very unisex, to where you can wear all of them. But I know by some of the names, masculine men, honey, would run away simply for the name of them. Like the ones my soul collection, the godmother of soul, the queen of soul, the godfather of soul, the duchess of soul, sophisticated soul, tutti frutti, and couture. Those are all the ones I have now in that particular line. And of course, they're homage to our R&B singers. Of course, the godmother of soul, that's Mama Patty. The queen of soul, y'all know that's Aretha. The godfather of soul, y'all know that's James Brown. The duchess of soul, that's my sister. That's Miss Stephanie Mills. Sophisticated soul, that's Natalie Cole. Tutti Frutti, that's Little Richard. And couture, darling, couture. That there is Dionne Warwick. Okay. We got some more, of course, coming in that line too, because we got to get Luther and Whitney and Gladys, and carrying on, and other folks that I'm going to add in that particular collection. But right now, for our campaign and stuff, we got the College Park, oil, and we have Mayor Meach. Okay. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that out to the people, okay? And carrying on having a good time with the Mayor Meach, okay? Yeah. So, on that note, let me let you guys go. And I'm going to get into it. One more thing. I have started trying to clean up, y'all. I really have. We're boxing my grandson's things. I still have not heard from his mom yet. I sent her, well, no, that's not true. I sent her a message. She texted me back, said, I will call you. I have not heard from her yet. However, today is May 19th. By June 1st, if I don't have a decision, I will. Okay. That's just going to be that. Okay. So, but we're starting, If you're in the College Park area, want to donate your time, honey, you want to donate, help my campaign, and want to donate your time, I need somebody who is OCD about cleaning and organizing. That's what I need. Kick me out the house and be like, heifer, go eat a burger or something. Go get you some more hummus from damn Miss Kroger, honey. Okay. Let us do this and call it grace. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. And that there is that. So we're getting it together. So that be that. So on that note, now you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. And you have been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats and the big guy allied down there, honey, that is Minister Lavelle Hayes. Okay. Okay. And in the absence of Aunt Nikki, honey, who's still in Philadelphia, honey, she's at work, and I know she is. Okay, she gonna text me later about, child, I wish I was off. I could have came in. But
frequent flyer miles.
Right. And as a matter of fact, I got to call her because I'm gonna have to go home and handle some business because my BFF and I'm trying to wait for it to get warm in Detroit, because when I go home, we got to go down by the water, and it's just got to be me, her, and the Lord with a couple of 40s, how we do, and be a whole bunch of bitches and girls and motherfuckers and carrying on until we able to get it out and we crying and hugging back, sister. You've been on my mind. Oh. So yeah, we got to have one of those because I just some information came my way, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, honey, this girl been harboring feelings. I ain't said a word, but okay, we got it. So, darlings, you may finish all of your crumpets because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, darlings, with a Big Meat. Honey, if you love us like this, like you say you do, honey, tell all of your friends to come on in, like, subscribe, share on any platform that you see us on, honey. Like, subscribe, share. But if you hate us, don't like what I said, don't like my neck roller, don't like that I cuss too much, whatever the hell it is, honey, you can tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey, to like, subscribe, and to share. Okay? Because what I want you guys to understand and really get into your crawl is that everything that we're doing over here at 3 the Hard Way, the syndicate that is, 3 the Hard Way, everything that we're doing in any way, shape, style, form, and or fashion will move forward. All right? So, having said all that, darling, we'll see you guys again. Hopefully, we'll be up in here tomorrow, and I'll have you guys some scoop, some more tea for your crumpets to come on and dunk your crumpets to carry on. All my tea brewers, honey, if y'all got some tea that I need, honey, just shoot me a line, honey. But like, bitch, I need you to talk about this, okay? If you my pot stirrers, honey, y'all know how to sit down there and do like we do. But let's take the conversation this way. I was thinking, okay. Okay, and all of that. So, honey, we welcome you, we thank you, we applaud you, we adore you. So, on that note, my darling, guess what?